Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, on podcasts everywhere, also Facebook Live and YouTube. So go to YouTube and click subscribe, and then click the little bell so that you'll get a notification on your smartphone when we post a new video. Today we're talking about home care and the holidays with Larry Cruz from Maxim Healthcare Services and Angela Barker with Legal Nurse Consulting, Covenant Legal Nurse Consulting. If you're an attorney out there and you want a competitive edge, call Angela. Angela, we haven't mentioned your name, number, or contact information enough. So how should they find you?
So they can feel free to email me. My email is anbarker@covenantlnc.com. You can also call me. My cell phone number is area code 956-456-5376.
Oh, that's dangerous, giving out your cell phone number. You
Yeah,
might get a lot of calls.
Oh.
Okay, so we've been talking about home care, and we were going to get into how to pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Larry, tell us what we need to know.
The good thing is there are a variety of different options. You can use your insurer, Medicaid, for example, commercial insurances. So that's, from your employer, things like that.
So that like health insurance.
Correct.
We'll
Health
pay
insurance.
For a private duty nurse.
Correct. But not all plans are the same. So there may be, United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they have their insurance, but at the same time, there may be different plans, and some plans have PDN as a covered benefit, and some plans do not. So it is up to us to check those benefits and eligibility, and then let the case manager or the social worker or the patient themselves know whether or not it is or isn't part of their plan.
Angela, you mentioned a misconception about private duty nurse and private pay.
Yes. So a lot of times, I think when we were out talking to case managers, when they would hear the term private duty nursing, they always associated that with private pay.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of had to, we would change it to extended hourly care.
Right.
Or we tried to, use a different term for it, just to help with that. But yes, a lot of times they'll think private duty nursing, private pay, so.
which can be a detriment for sure, because for adults at least, because in the pediatric world, people know there's insurances out there that will cover PDN services, like they're going to get the help. And adults, I feel like when they come out of the hospital, they're medically complex, they go to an LTAC, or they'll go to like a skilled nursing facility, or they go to a nursing home, not knowing that private duty nursing or long-term hourly care is an option in the home, because they think that the insurance doesn't cover it, doesn't have the benefit. So not everybody knows that they can, because privately it is expensive, can be expensive. So they think, private duty they automatically can't pay for it.
Yeah.
But not knowing that if you're a veteran, the VA may have benefit options. If you're a service member, there may be options there. If you have some other insurance, like it's definitely worth checking the benefits for the coverage. And it's up to them to, of course, have it medically necessary, whether it be for skilled nursing or for unskilled.
So if somebody calls you, will you coach them through that process of finding out if they have something that will help pay for it?
Definitely so. I think if someone does have that and they need assistance, to be honest, we have our own dedicated team that checks the benefits and eligibility. So we just need to know, the insurer, the Medicaid, or the ID number, and the situation, and we will then go ahead and check those benefits eligibility, because we also do know, if it's a self-insured or fully insured and the benefits aren't on there, there are questions or there are other things that can be done to maybe get that PDN on the plan. So
it's worth looking into.
It's worth looking into, especially if it's medically necessary, for sure. There's lots of things you can do.
Yeah, so when you talking about medically necessary, that makes me think of Medicaid. They have some home care programs like the Star Plus waiver program,
Mm-hmm.
but of course you have to have low assets and low income, but you also have to have the medical necessity, and that's usually something that the government fights with us about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think they have to be homebound, and there's a definition of what
Yeah.
is considered homebound. I think. Are you familiar with the definition of that is?
That it's difficult for them to leave their home
Without
it's-
assistance.
Without assistance, yeah. So, I mean, if they're able to drive themselves and stuff, so then that might be, I don't know, like, exactly, like, how they grade that, but...
But also they say it has to be more than just needing help with activities of daily living.
Mm-hmm.
You have to need a nurse.
Yep.
So
Yes.
it has to be something more.
And it helps if they have, we have more medical information. So we have a doctor's order, history and physical. So whenever they would present that for authorization, so the more information that they provide as far as showing the care that they need, then that makes the case stronger
Yeah.
for submitting for authorization.
Okay, well, we're getting close to the end of the show, and this is our fourth segment, so you know what that means.
And now, it's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy? Sponsored by Marquardt Law Firm.
So, Angela, since you don't wear the headphones, you don't get to hear the radio tricks that Mark does behind the background there. But yeah, this is our legacy segment, and I wanted to start today with Thanksgiving traditions. So I'll ask you about that. One of our Thanksgiving traditions with my family and my grandparents was one time we always went to church on Thanksgiving Day. And one time my dad took me and my brother to the nursing home, and we were like, this isn't church. Why are we here? He said, well, somebody needs a visit. And so we went to the receptionist. He just asked her, does anybody here need a visitor? And they said, oh, yeah, Mrs. Smith down that hall. I don't remember who it was, but I just learned that people want to be visited. That's the lesson, my family lesson. So, Larry, can you remember any Thanksgiving traditions that you want to talk about?
Besides eating a lot of food and always making way too much, I guess one of the things is just really just quality time. I know at my aunt's house every day, or when we would do Thanksgiving, everyone could just come in. No one knocks on the door. It's just so inviting at my aunt's house. Eating all the meals that we used to. My favorite being broccoli and cheese, and cheese and rice casserole.
Yeah,
it's delicious. But no, we have a huge family in a small living room. We all hold hands prior to eating, and usually my uncle would kind of start us off, and then we all go through, just say what we're thankful for.
Oh, that's awesome.
We do that every Thanksgiving, and everyone just go down, and it was great.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Angela, how about you? Favorite family tradition?
So I would say we come from the same area, so family is very big for us. So just hanging out with family, and then also going to my aunt's house. So they live in Los Fresnos, where Larry's from, and just watching the Cowboys game.
Yep.
Hopefully they win, and then just kind of catching up. I think is a fun part for me, just catching up on what I've missed, since I don't live there anymore, and just hanging out with family, I think is the best tradition for me.
Yeah, Thanksgiving's all about tradition and family and football, and we also like to watch the parade, and we play a lot of games. Okay, so another question about legacy is just how would you like to be remembered, or is there somebody that's gone before you that you learned a lifelong lesson from? Larry?
I would definitely say, now that I have children, and they're obviously the most important thing to me. I have a 4-year-old daughter and a 6-week-old daughter, and just knowing that when I'm gone, that I was able to provide for them, be able to leave behind great values for them, and know that they're strong, independent women. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Angela, how about you? Do you have a different topic than you talked about a couple of weeks ago as far as legacy goes?
I'm trying to think of a different one. I think for me, my goal is to be more involved in the community. I live in the South Side, so I think just being able to have more of that community involvement and leave a legacy as far as, that I was able to make a positive impact in my community.
Well, you did the Hello Beautiful
Yes.
event.
Yes.
Was that a good community event?
It was. It was a really good community event. So my church hosts a women's conference every year, and it was on promises. So that was the topic of the conference, and I think definitely it made a huge impact in the women that were able to attend. We even ended a lot later than we had anticipated on that Friday night, just because everybody was so impacted by God's presence there. So it was unforgettable event.
Awesome.
So,
Sweet.
Okay, so we're going to end the show talking about home care and the holidays. Now that we've talked about both, any last words for what people should look for or expect if they need a little bit of additional care during the holidays?
Yeah, I would say if you're unsure, whether or not it would be beneficial for you or just want to know more about it, you're more than welcome to call our office at 210-341-3800, and we can talk through the situation and determine, exactly how we can be a resource.
Okay, thanks, Larry, for joining us. Angela, thank you for connecting us. Anything you want to say about attorneys looking for legal nurse consultants?
Sure. If any attorneys, if you need help, if you're feeling overwhelmed with a medical record review, unfamiliar with the standard of care, also facing a tedious job of looking for an expert witness, I can help with the location. If you need help, you can email me at anbarker@covenantlnc.com.
Okay, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you later.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com, and be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.